Hello guys, we are here once more, and this time we have another artist from the USA, BC Roadz. And somebody told me it's about comedy. I don't know, let's see what he is bringing for us today. Hello BC Roadz, where are you? And just tell us who you are.
I am BC Roads and I am in my apartment
Great!
in
That's amazing.
Salt Lake City, Utah, of course.
Salt
And
Lake.
this is my studio, my digs, my it's everything.
It's like a home studio. Great.
I guess you could.
Everyone, normally we have many different independent artists from around the world. Most of them are producing music at home, so that's exactly what we are talking about. Our TV channel is superpop.tv. That's also an independent TV channel that goes to the TV streaming services Roku and expanding to Amazon Fire and Apple TV too. So we are in the same vibe, and that's good. Asking the first question, what's the kind of music you are making?
Well, I guess you could call it avant-garde, outsider, because I kind of mix it up. I mean, the reality is that I love hip hop, I love electronic beats, and I found a way to incorporate that with my personality in such a way to kind of play to my strengths, which is essentially writing. And I just kind of wing it from there. So I would say my term for it was blues rap, in a way, because I love the blues and I don't really take myself seriously, I think, to a degree. So, but not in a bad way. It's more of a, I mean, you hear songs and people going way out there with their emotions, and sometimes it's real, and other times it's just like acting in a
Right.
way.
So yeah, everyone when they are performing, it's like character, obviously. So, how it works for you about mixing something that normally doesn't match hip hop, or maybe with rock, or maybe with any other music genre that's not common. Are you doing that?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's literally from country. I use a lot of guitars. I use synths. I use acoustic instruments with electronic instruments. I break a lot of different conventions just because at the end of the day, it's just supposed to sound appealing, but most importantly to me.
Okay, you are making me curious because I want to explore your Spotify. We are going to
Sure.
do that in
Uh-oh.
some. Just give me some minutes to get to know you better. I have to ask you, how old are you?
Oh man, you're never supposed to ask.
I am 39, so there is no correct
I'm
age
39 too.
start. You are 39.
I'm 39.
Come on, man. So just we are in the same.
I was going to make a joke as if you're not supposed to ask a 39-year-old man his age was going to be my joke.
I do, because I have I have some interviews with older people than us.
Oh,
For
gotcha.
example,
Do older people than us exist?
54,
Ooh,
62, starting
ooh,
recording their albums now in
that is awesome.
2022. So there is no correct age, and I like to make sure younger than us can have this as a reference, because
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people, and this is very, very important to say. I know a lot of younger people, they are giving up because they don't have likes or followers, or
Mm,
because they are 25, you know.
sure.
And I tell them, doesn't matter the number of likes and followers. This is not a sign of talent. There is nothing to do with level of talent. So just do what you love, and doesn't matter your age, where you are, your background. If you can produce with just one laptop or your mobile phone, send to Spotify and keep doing like that, and trying to improve every new project. You are going to attract the right audience. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
You
Great
agree with that?
advice. Go ahead.
You agree with that?
100%. I didn't really even get going until I was 37. So I had always played around with different things and concepts, but I was also stuck in that mindset of, oh my gosh, I'm this arbitrary age, to where is it really, like, does anybody care? But the reality is, most of my favorite artists were very unconventional. And if you're doing it superficially in the sense that you want to be this, aesthetically pleasing to the eye person and you want things on your terms, you're probably not doing it the right way.
But
You know?
you are doing the right way because I can see you have all your songs on Spotify already. You are building an audience, and also you are on many different social networks. So you are going the right path, and I like it because it's difficult today to maintain
Sure.
creating content for all those social networks. It's not easy, and I think you are doing correctly by what I saw so far. Let me ask you something. Are you working in a different occupation or with music like full time?
Oh, I am in
You
the
are
service industry.
conciliating two different lives,
Oh
professional
yeah,
life.
there's no monetizing what I have so far. It's I am in the service industry. I worked, I guess you could say, in the corporate world for many years, and now I'm just getting by and doing what I love in my spare time if I have any. And yeah, I have not really been able to scratch the surface as far as monetization. Surprise, surprise. But it's once again, I do what I love for me, and whatever comes out of it is just whatever comes out of it. So
Great, great. So most of people, it's exactly the same. They are doing because they love this kind of art, making music. It's not thinking about money. And this is exactly the same for you. And it's the same for me because I am a music producer too. So I didn't start it just to make money. And I was just enjoying the journey. Is that what you are doing?
oh yeah, I mean I wouldn't say enjoying the journey. If you've heard if you've dissected some of my lyrics or read some of my blog posts, you probably realize that I'm an existentialist, which is kind of a tough situation to be in. So I don't know, enjoying the journey relatively, maybe a little bit,
Oh
but for the
yeah,
most
but
part,
you are talking about the topic, the song's topic, your project's topic. But I'm talking about the act of producing it. So it's the same for you or for any other artist. It's the same, right? Producing
I,
music, so it's the same for
I
everyone.
guess I enjoy it a little bit, or I wouldn't do it. But I mean, I don't enjoy eating vegetables, but I do that. So
You are crazy, man. Right, that's a good comparison. But let me just ask you, why you started making music then? What and you told me at 37 you just realized I need to make music. But why?
yeah, there's something about creativity that speaks to certain people. Some people are doers and some people are creatives and some people are a little bit of both. And when I say doers, I mean some people just A to B every aspect of their life, but creativity is more of a unique journey. It's you almost have to dissect the negatives and compartmentalize them into something positive or a way of coping. And from such a young age, I've always gravitated towards creativity, but I lived in a conventional Western world. So music's the thing that spoke to me, and writing spoke to me. And I don't know if it's just we all have different inherent skills, but for me, there's really nothing else that's captured my imagination my whole life.
Right. So just tell me something. I just read about something a robot. How what is that about? Is it a robot that makes music?
You're talking about Dasso Rubato.
Probably.
Yeah, Dasso Rubato is my Um, well, what's the best way to put this? He's
Alter
my guru.
ego.
He's my guru. He's a robot. He's from the cosmos. He's on my left forearm a little bit as well. That's just a depiction. I wouldn't. This isn't the real Dasso, but it's
Oh,
definitely part Dasso. He's on a lot of the album covers. Um,
I
I
have
think
a question. I have a question. Is it about marketing and branding, or this is something that have a different meaning for you? It's something personal. Wasn't
if
like
it was
branding,
about
marketing.
and branding, I would be the worst marketing and branding artist ever because most people think it's very strange, and it's definitely not the way to go about things. I do. I think Dasso is a way for me to make sense of the creative process within myself, and I've always been interested in spirituality, but I'm not really somebody who's into organized religion or anything like that. And I was always into, I like blending everything in my music. I like
Oh yeah, but
it
it's,
being,
I can agree with you that spirituality is not nothing to do with religion. They are something
sure.
totally separate. And there is some people they are spiritual, but they don't go to the church, or they are
Yeah.
not Christians or any other religion anyway. So
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I agree that we can achieve some spirituality when we do, for example, meditation, and this is
Sure.
not a religion, right?
That's actually how the idea of, or the realization of Dasso came about was through in a period of deep meditation. And honestly, I think I've always had trouble being creative with other people. I'm the type of person that needs to really control things, especially artistically. And I was always into comics and comic strips. I loved Calvin and Hobbes. I love cartoons. And
You work with that. I'm just asking because I'm really curious
yeah,
about this. You work with
yeah.
this or not? Just a hobby?
Oh, is I work with what?
You work with comics and cartoons, etc., or not? It's just
No, I'm just inspired by them.
all right.
I'd
Okay.
love to get a Dasso. I do have ideas to put Dasso to animation, and I do have some ideas to have comics, but it was never really about a brand. It was more about entertainment, being
Right.
as odd as I possibly can be within the context of who I am. I nothing I do is inauthentic because it's just I don't believe in being inauthentic. It's more of the more of yourself you expose, the more elements there are to your music. In a way, it's a backstory. There's more data attached to it, and I wanted Dasso helps me blend everything that I want to blend into my music, as opposed to trying to be a modern artist that's showing off how fantastic they are. You know,
Oh,
I think a lot.
that's why I told you you are just enjoying the journey because you
Sure,
are just like making music and enjoying it. It's not to show off, right?
no,
Good,
certainly not.
good, perfect. So, can we just give us a little sample about what you are doing? Could be a
Sure,
cappella, or you can go to your Spotify, or we can do both, like a cappella first, and then we go to your Spotify.
absolutely. You want to? I'll do Comfort Blues, which is country. I would say it's a country blues hip hop song, the electronic version.
Wait. Country, blues, hip hop, EDM in the same song.
I wouldn't say EDM necessarily. I mean, it's obviously everything I do is either with an acoustic guitar or with a synth. And I use the same synth to make all my beats.
I
You
love
know,
the idea because I love mixing culture and mixing music genres in the same project, the same track.
sure,
So
yeah,
let's do it then.
All right, I'm excited. I haven't.
Me too.
Let me just have a sip of my H2O here.
Oh, I have just to say something about the robot. Doso Rubato, right?
Correct. Dasso
Yeah.
Rubato.
Right. Um, this works for branding. This works for marketing, especially because this is weird.
Yeah.
I will not forget about that robot. And also you have a tattoo. So
Yeah.
you could use that to be your album cover. Even your arm with the tattoo on the album cover. And
I
then
thought
you
about it.
can explain about the meaning of it on your website and inviting people from social network to go to your website, learning about the real meaning about these things.
Sure.
This helps you to build an audience around the robot. So it
That
works
is
for me.
that is very true. That's a very good idea. So thank you. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
All right. Hmm. This is a comfort blues. I cannot find my way to comfort. Lonely is all I know. Oh, oh. And if you find a path, please tell me. 'Cause I don't know where to go. Went to this monastery down by the sea, a place like the IG models like to be. But my journey was true. I needed the knowledge. I barely passed high school and I couldn't do college. Well, here I am seated in front of a monk, waiting for supreme light or some junk. I ask how I find a positive mind, cause it's hard to be happy, though I try to be kind. He said life is like sound, some call it a melody. Go with the flow to fulfill your destiny. I thought, gee, this man's pretty lit, B. He talked higher than me and I smoke hella weed. But I thanked him nonetheless, and he was quite impressed. His request was that I sing him a song before I left. So I sang him my death song, my fears I confess, then ventured forward to continue my quest. I cannot find my way to comfort. Lonely is all I know. Oh, oh. So if you find a path, please tell me. 'Cause I don't know where to go. Oh, oh. Came to this spiritual man in the woods. He said, here, drink this tea, and then you'll be good. Well, I follow instructions like a traveler should. I opened my mind as much as I could, but this wealthy guy next to me screaming, he shout, what good is my money if I can't rid my doubt? After hours and hours, I figured things out. Tripping in nature is not what life's about. I cannot find my way to comfort. No, no, no. Lonely is all I know. Oh, oh. So if you find a path, please tell me. Yeah, baby. 'Cause I don't know where to go. That's it.
All right. That's good. That's good. You can sing very well. You told me, oh, this is just like hobby, but you are doing that as a professional. You are singing
Uh,
well. You are producing. You are doing everything that needed to do.
Yeah, that was actually not bad. I just threw that together this morning. I just took the regular track, removed the beats, and said, "Hey, I'm going to try Comfort Blues acoustically."
Man,
Uh,
congratulations
yeah.
for that. I like
Oh,
it.
thank you
But
very much.
now I want to go to your Spotify because I liked what I saw. I liked what I could hear, and there is people here. They said this is nice too. Let's go to Spotify. Is it
All
cool?
right, let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen right now.
Mm.
Can you see it?
Yep, that looks like me.
Looks like you.
Yep, that's me.
Right. So I can see that Boo. is the first top song here. But
Ooh,
you can tell me if you want to explore any other song. Just let me know, and you can start by any other song that's not Boo, and then we go to Boo.
okay. Well, we just did the acoustic comfort blues. You can do Tin Man. That was my
This one.
that. Yep.
Let's go then. Well,
From a black hole, a wicked soul. Ain't got time to nurture the door. I'm in full control. My sword destroys all trolls. While you got the crowns, all I got is the lows. Like a flawed guru, my only path is just to use you. That's why I use confident logic to confuse you. You're a nut, I'ma crack you the pop on my shoe. I'm a shy ghost, turn around and then I'll move. All word and no play, made Jack a tragedy. Little did you know all you are is a fantasy. When you hear me rhyme, you better drop that dime. I'm like Nickelodeon, I'll cover you in slime. I color outside the lines, cause obstinance ain't no crime. I don't have friends in high places, I just have high friends. I'm as dirty as a desert mountain, a blow pop on a flip-flop stuck to a chocolate fountain. Will I be mountain a stallion with a million medallions while your stock is dropping, mine be rallying? I'm a numb with the machine gun sound, but metaphorically gory for some future glorious story. Tell your friends you saw me, they won't believe it. My heart is long gone and I have no plans to retrieve it. Step inside my mind, you'll see it's full of rock. Some people rage a little, you bet I rage a lot. Nickel for your thought, tell it to me not. Now reverse the track and connect the dots.
Wow, you really play the whole thing, huh?
oh, of course, and I'm gonna do that with another one. Let's just ask you some questions about this song. Why you chose this one? Is it important to you, or
Um,
you had more results from that one?
yeah, that was featured on a couple of like soccer highlight videos, and it got me my most streams. I thought it was interesting because really that whole EP I recorded entirely in my last apartment, and it's really raw, but there's some sort of innocence aspect to it. I had somebody help me mix and master, but other than that, it was just kind of thrown together. And honestly, all my songs sound different. So I don't know why I chose that one in particular. I kind of regret it now, to be honest with you.
Say again the last sentence.
I kind of regret it now, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. So we can just go to Boo then.
Oh, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, but I want to be guided because this is a project with many different songs, and I want to show because this is an opportunity to show your songs to a different audience.
I
So I
would
want.
say there's another song that hasn't gotten a lot of traction. It's called DM. It's on Mr. AI.
Oh, okay. Let me share again
We'll
then.
do that one. It's a
So,
little, there's some, it's not safe for work.
right.
Is it?
Can you
Yeah.
see?
Okay.
Can you see it?
It's DM and it's off of Mr. AI. So if you scroll down. There you go, Mr. AI in the bottom right.
This one.
Yep.
So
DM.
it's an EP, right?
It's an EP. Yep.
Okay,
Second track.
five songs,
Yep.
five tracks. All right, from 2022. So it's
Really
recent.
kind of recent. Yeah.
Good.
So
So
DM. There you go.
this one.
Yep.
Direct message. All you politicians out there, you say you have our best interests at mind. Well, I think shit. Dasso does too. So it's about to get fucking real. I hold my breath as I take another step in your perceived direction. I ain't coming to question you're wanted, whether dead or alive. There's no backtracking. I'm through with all your jive. I'm locked, I'm loaded, my morals corroded. They said I had a short fuse, but that exploded. The violence you inflicted deemed reprehensible. No contract on your life. This is just for principle. You're like the dark ages, beheading peaceful sages. But I'll have you in the guillotine and store your men in cages. I'm running, I'm gunning, I'm stunting, I'm fronting, now I'm walking, so you can fear a slow death approaching. Get 'em, Dawson. Bang, bang. Take that. Rewind a minute. I've been there too. Tried to find a remedy for the evil that some men do. I wish it was as easy as a screw being loose. No doubt it's in some nature just to be obtuse. That's all in the past, it's time to venture forward. The thought of you escaping is nothing but absurd. Many have been called to carry out the dead. My advice is close your eyes before this gavel hits you. Get 'em, Dawson. Oh, yeah. Bang, bang. Time to fucking pay up. Alright, bag 'em up, Dawson. Get that one, too. That's all I say. That's really all I say. Right here. Before I save the world, I'll cut you down. Cause you my enemy. You thought that you were safe. You're the epitome of a let 'em bleed. If I'm satisfied mentality, soon your friends will know how I dealt with your morality. I'll hang 'em high and watch 'em dry. Families cried and millions died, so you were tried. They call me many things, an assassin or a viper. I'm colder than the poles and more lethal than a sniper. All right, Dawson. I think we really need to clean up our mess. But luckily for everyone else, we're cleaning up their mess too. But don't give us a medal or anything. We're just, the galaxy, duo.
All right, man. I like it. So it's really creative,
Yeah.
and I have to say something. I can feel there is a huge protest inside that song.
Oh, sure.
So
Absolutely.
can we talk about that?
Yeah, people, when you're young, you're taught not to talk politics. You don't want to alienate anyone. So I would say that the only thing I really talk about politics these days, I'm not for any particular school of thought or anymore, really. I mean, I'm against all politicians in a sense because of the corruption. I think it's very interesting how people are very sure of themselves in terms of their belief systems and what the right answer is, what the wrong answer is. And
then they realize they are living in a simulation.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, the reality is it's any extreme is bad. And I think part of what we wanted to do, I say we, Dasso and I, was we wanted to make this thematic universe where we are hero assassins here to liberate humanity from the constraints of consciousness.
Oh my God. So I'm having a trip right now. So
Yeah.
it's all about trip. I can realize that. That's good. I like it. So it's you are creating a different reality, and those tracks, they are all about the events on that reality, not properly the real world. Is it right?
Yes. I will say, though, that the real world, I mean, the real world is, in my opinion, faker than the imagination.
I
And
was
this,
going to say that, man. I was just waiting for your answer and say, actually, the real world is more fake than any kind of reality we create ourselves, because that's your truth and that's your reality. That's truth for you and for those around you. But if you look outside, it's everything fake. It's everything a simulation. Everyone, politics especially, as you said. So I agree 100% with you.
yeah, absolutely. It's more of a, I'm a nonviolent individual. I believe in um, passive resistance. I love Gandhi. I love Martin Luther King. And when it comes to entertainment, music, art form, film, I do believe in the metaphor. I do believe, like, I love Tarantino movies. I do believe that you can depict violence in an artistic way and still be against violence in the real world.
Great, great, great. All right, so your inspiration, I can realize, is a little bit different than others. Can you give me any names about artists that you just are doing like similar, um, producing similar music, or works as an inspiration for you?
Well, I don't know if anyone does similar music that's not a tag,
He's
but
from another planet.
yeah, kind of a fact. But as far as inspirations, I was very inspired. I'm very inspired by people who really went um, outside the box in terms of conventions. Um, when I was in high school, that's when Eminem hit really big. And
The biggest rapper of all times, in my
sure,
opinion.
yeah, and it was so unique because he was a self-depreciating rapper, and he had really good jokes and really good metaphors, and I always thought that was interesting. And then when I got older, I got more into blues, acoustic blues, like John Lee Hooker. I love John Lee Hooker, and he's so unconventional. He didn't even play in time when he was solo, and I really enjoyed, his storytelling abilities. I liked Weird Al at times. I liked the Bloodhound Gang at times. I'm really just kind of all over the place. So I liked the Beastie Boys. I was really into Tool, the way that Tool was such a unique band in terms of time signatures and sounds. And then I got really into hip hop more as I got older, actually, and loved the Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang Clan is one of my. So I kind of used those sonic elements and incorporated my personality and the things I like media wise. As
Well,
far as
your personality is there because we can see it's different than everything. So
sure.
it's good. You are doing your all unique sound. This is good. This is a good sign. So can we explore Bull? Because that's your latest project, right? Your latest
Sure.
release.
Do it.
Okay. Can we talk about this a little bit before we play it?
Absolutely.
So what's the meaning of Boo? It's like Boo, like ghost, Boo, Boo.
Yeah, yeah. So the idea when I write, I usually just come up with a synth part. And then once I do that, it kind of sets the tone for how the song's going to be. So the synth part sounded really spooky, sounded like kind of an evil circus main, that was the main riff. And I had the idea of, boo, the song is going to be scary. but I wanted to make it more of an introductory song about who I am and joke around about the state of politics and kind of what I believe, and but still make it very lighthearted in terms of, well, this is what's really scary. You know, forget monsters, forget demons. The way people feel, the way people think, and people's actions are scarier than all of that. So that's just kind of how it came to fruition, and try to throw as many humorous elements as possible in there. And yeah, and I actually recorded it all on first take. There's you can even hear some of the ad libs where I tell Cairo, who helped me record it. She's Southwest Cairo out of Houston. She was recording and she would just let me go, and I think I did the whole thing in one take. And some people try to make things sound perfect. They do slide-ins, they do new takes. I wanted it to be as organic as possible. Like, I literally just walked in and this is what I did. Now, I tried that at a couple different studios before, but this time I did the take. I talked to Cairo and she was like, like,
It's done.
why
After
mess?
minutes, like how many hours or minutes?
Well, as far as the vocal take, I mean, that used to be my warm up track. Like, I'd go into a studio and say, okay, I'm going to start with this thing I'm working on called Boo. But when I went into see Cairo in Houston, it was Streets Verified Studios. I think honestly, we'd known each other for maybe 10 minutes. And then I just went into the booth, and, within 5 minutes, I had the verses down. And then we did the outro, I think, next time I came in.
All
So,
right, all right. So you are a fast guy to record then. That's good because then we spend less money. Studio we pay for by hour, so this
yeah,
is good for you.
absolutely.
Great. So, about talking about money. So you are investing on your projects yourself,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
All right, self-invested.
Yeah. I mean,
Good.
it's, yeah, I've really made a lot of sacrifices in terms of, you see, an artistic space, especially musically, there's nothing tangible. You don't have essential, it's not a physical business. So I tried to invest in myself like I was running an individual business, even though I don't think of it in terms of business like, but no stops, there's no excuses. There's no reason other than fear not to do what I want to do. So,
That's
yeah.
great. That's great. I like your attitude because when you build a career, an artistic career, and artistic identity as a proper business, you don't stop. Even if you find like obstacles, barriers in the middle
Mhm.
of the journey, you don't stop because there is a purpose. It's not only making music and put on the social networks or Spotify. There is a purpose behind that. And talking about purpose, before I play Boo, that's your latest release, what's the purpose of your career? Because you told me there is live events on your lyrics and also protests as politics
Mhm.
and etc etc. So what's the general purpose of that?
That's a great question. And I think, if we're going to get all woo woo and I say what my subconscious or my heart or my gut says, my purpose is to be fearless in my art expression. And unfortunately, there is some level of wanting to be validated in terms of, I mean, I hate to say that you want recognition, but I think the purpose is to inspire and to feel the relief of my own perception of success.
All right, okay. So you are putting outside what you have inside, and you weren't exploring that for some years, and then after 37, you just decide that's the time. Boom! Right?
Yep, pretty
Okay.
much.
Let's go then to Boo, and after that, we come back to our interview. Let me know if you can see my screen right now.
I can see it.
Right? Play Boo.
So we just get shit going, you know what I mean? Let's fly through. Staring into the darkness, all you see is lifeless. Schools popping up to party with the thoughtless. An MC cutting the DJ rubato. I flow like Ron, he paint like Picasso. We're like Ghostbusters or crop dusters, fucking up evil like the suited Custer. Heroes or weirdos, we're all a bunch of zeros, but we came to act the wicked like we're Robert De Niro. Humble abode, we live like Uber drivers. Dawson once said it's worse for the wiser. Tin Man pinning works like Kaiser. The DR sparking beats like wildfire. We may live small, but like they always say, work fucking hard and things fall where they may. Music and passion can't show us the way. Then fuse me and light me, then blow me away. I mean, I'm getting warmed up, but I think I'm gonna have to hit harder. All right, let's go. I'm BC Roadz, I suppose. Got your nose chain on loads of repos, the swole lymph nodes. Sneak up behind you like Popo in plain clothes. Hack into your bank account to steal all the zeros. I'll beat down your seat like you're Robert E. Lee. Even try to front to me, I'll have you leaving with the bad knees. Send your butt so high that it shines brightly. Have your ass living small like Keira Knightley. I'm a devil with the fiddle, split wishbones in the middle. Attempt to tackle, and I stiff arm like Kittle. Ain't here to mess around, just bound to make sound. Put the whole world's frown right upside down. Come to the rescue, one of the select you. I'll watch your back like you're my favorite nephew. Fly high like Rick and nothing can prepare you. I've seen things that scare my underwear too. Oh, you got that right? No, that's all good if you didn't. Ooh, what you say, huh? How about that? I'll break you in half like your girl's Kit Kat. Better know how we go. It's BC and Dasso. We're like thieves stealing the ice out of snow. Ooh, what you say, huh? How about that? Fuck worries or problems, cause who needs that? Look around the room and try to spot the sucker. If you can't find the mark, then you're him, motherfucker. Ooh, what you say, huh? How about that? I'll break you in half like your girl's Kit Kat. Look around the room, try to spot the sucker. If you can't find the mark, then you're him, motherfucker. Ooh, what you say, huh? How about that? I'll break you in half. Look around the room and try to spot the sucker. If you can't find the mark, then you're him, motherfucker. Ooh, what you say, huh? How about that? Fuck words or problems, cause who needs that? Better know how we go. It's BC and Dasso. We're like thieves stealing the ice out of snow. Ooh, what you say, huh? How about that? Ooh. All right, Dasso, let's wrap this up. All right, Dasso. Come on, man. All right, Dasso.
All right, all right. Oh man, how many bad words you just said on that lyric? Oh my god. I was like, Jesus Christ, I should just put boo beep, boo beep.
You know, it's so funny because my first EP that I did, recorded in my apartment, I don't think I swore one time. I think I swore once. And I was going through a really bad time. I don't know. It's one of those things where sometimes a song just takes you over, and to censor the flow of where it's going, I think is wrong. It almost feels like it's supposed to be that way. And yeah, I just kind of let it go with the flow, and it's powerful because there's a lot of profanity in music, but unfortunately, I for better or for worse, I put my words at the forefront usually, so it tends to be a little cutting, I guess you could say.
Okay, so I can feel that there is some anger on those lyrics, and that's good. This is a way to put outside, as you said, just put
Sure,
outside what you are feeling, and
more or
that's it.
less.
Now I want to know what is that about, because you know those words are very heavy, but there is a meaning behind it. Can you explain that for us?
Well, I mean, the whole concept of the song is I'm gonna show you what darkness is, what hypocrisy is, and my viewpoints towards it. It's essentially just BC and Dasso, making a track that's essentially dissing people who are racist or homophobic or a little too political, divisive. It's just a general here's who we are, and this is how we feel. I mean, there's really, I guess it's rap in every sense of the word, to where it was just so seamless and subconscious as far as the writing process that, and I had been called out because of my rapping abilities. So I looked at it as a way to kind of showcase myself in a way. And like I said, I really wanted to get it recorded in as few takes as possible, because I think there's so much overproduction and people doing whatever they can with the vocals just to make themselves sound as good as possible without necessarily being at the level that they sound. So I don't know, it was kind of a mix of all those things.
All right, okay. And you just mentioned about you are against those the about hypocrisy, etc., and violence, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
bad politicians, and also people who are homophobic. Is that anything related to LGBT community or not, or maybe is implicit?
I think I don't write, to support any particular community. Obviously, I'm a supporter of the LGBTQ community. It just, they tend to kind of go together. I mean, let's call it for what it is. I mean, there's a line in there, I'll beat down your C like you're Robert E. Lee, a little slap at the Confederacy. Unfortunately, it's just too many people. There's certain beliefs that go along with one side of politics in a way. And I think that it's no secret that that song's directed towards the right, or the
You go
racist.
you go with all sides all together.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, I'm on the side of kindness, so anybody, but typically, especially in the United States right now, there's a lot of division. And I don't know why things have to go hand in hand, because I don't think every Republican is racist or sexist or homophobic. At the same time, there tends to be a lot that when they agree with one side, they adapt their belief systems to all those little micro beliefs. And I definitely try to take a shot at that. Like, it's just something that it comes out, I firmly, I believe what I write, and there's definitely always an intention there, for
All right,
sure.
that's
Yeah,
good. And the main thing is inspiring others, and you are doing that because there is a lot of people that identify with those lyrics. Because I
sure.
I see that though your lyrics are not just like repetitive words. There is meaning, there is content, there is a lot of information there. If you stop just reading the lyrics without the song, you can also discover more things than listening the song, because with the beat you just are like dancing, etc. You lose your attention a little bit, but if you pay attention to the lyrics, there is a lot to understand from there too, and I like it. There is content on your work. So now I want to know how you just made the transition from pandemic time to post pandemic and started distributing your music by yourself. Was it difficult? Because everybody had some kind of difficult that time.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I didn't miss any work during the pandemic. So when the pandemic started, um, I just went to work every day, with my mask on, and tried to follow the rules and just support myself. And I just became so unhappy at what I did that I, ironically, even though I didn't miss any time during the pandemic, that's when I made my little sabbatical and got out of my work. I sold my house. I wanted to find myself. I wanted to explore a new chapter in my life, and then
What
I took a
what
year
kind
off.
of work do you do?
I was in the sales industry, so
Right.
I was, a lot of bean counting, a lot of accountability, a lot of TPS reports like Office Space, stuff like that. But it was really harsh. I mean, it was, my boss was a total narcissist, and I just
Don't
wasn't.
Don't say that. You are
Oh
on
no,
camera.
he's not my boss anymore.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, yeah.
Okay. Good.
So I sold my house, left my job, took some time off, taught myself how to make electronic beats. And you know what's funny is I still didn't know what I was doing. I barely just now know what I'm doing. I hear all the stuff I recorded. Boo was recorded 6 months, almost 7 months ago. And I would do so many things differently as far as with the beat, chopping it up. So I'm just now coming into myself, but I'm out of resources. So I'm working 50, 60 hours a week to try to fund whatever I need to fund in the future. But post pandemic, I haven't been able to really, I mean, I'd love to perform. I know I can. I know that I can put on a great show, but it's been really difficult sledding here in Salt Lake City. We have
Oh,
a
it's
great,
for everyone. It's for everyone because now it's you need to focus on small venues, pubs, etc. Or everything that's smaller because people are still afraid of going to big crowds.
oh,
So
sure.
it's the
Yeah.
same here in Europe, and I'm also Brazilian. So in South America, it's exactly the same, except in the central in Brazil because there is big cities. Any
Mhm.
kind of event you can see like millions of people all together. But here in the UK, it's a small country, so especially England, we don't have big crowds. Normally,
Gotcha.
it's pubs, etc., small venues. For rappers, it's the same, and
Yeah.
we are going the same the in a good direction actually, because you are not performing right now, right? You don't have any scheduled.
Trying. I am literally, I'm trying my best to perform because I think it's hard because I don't think people think I'm hip hop. So I don't know if that crowd would really, is my audience. At the same time, I don't have a live band. So I really just want to perform as a one man show and be entertaining, be theatrical, get up on stage, tell some jokes, play some tracks. And I haven't really had a lot of success finding an area.
Opportunity.
That, yeah. So
Right, but
I'm working
if
on
you
it.
go to the comic side, you will find it for sure, because
Yeah.
everything that's comic, there is no right ground for that. If you have something
Sure.
that's comic and you can make jokes and put people laughing with your music and have some colorful clothes, it's sure you are going to grab the attention. And you just ask for some opportunity. I know some independent artists when they started, they did something like free of charge, offered their uh, performance in some place, especially pubs, and people liked it because they were like sitting down, having a beer with friends, etc., and then they had that performance. The artists were using the videos of that performance to sell the performance to others. You know,
Sure.
so it's a good strategy already.
Yeah.
If you can explore that, go for it. I'm sure you are going to find the right audience to perform because I like your songs, and as I said, there is content. If
Sure.
you can speak to the audience like that, you are going to do that. You are going to reach them and grab their attention. Right. I have another questions about um, if you have any message for those who are doing the same kind of work as you, like a independent artist and self-investing, etc. What's the kind of message you send them?
Well, I think we spoke earlier about it. It's this weird social construct around age is just so silly. It's so silly because you're right. There's 25-year-olds out there that think they're a failure because, some hip hop artist is a lot younger than them. And the reality is that's not what art is. Okay. I mean, some of the great,
Exactly. Yeah, keep going.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Some of the greatest painters in history, some of the greatest movie directors, actors, actresses. It had nothing to do with how old they were. You just keep, it's almost, you're almost going against who you are if you try to adapt to what you think people will like. If you think, because I struggle with it still, it's like, man, if I dropped 20 pounds, I'd be more aesthetically appealing. Or if I I had a better style. But at the end of the day, all I can do is be myself, and that's where the most authenticity comes out. So I think a lot of artists are talented. I see so many great singers and rappers, but they're lacking an element of interesting. And because it's like they're trying to emulate what they think people want perfectly, but they're not willing to go out on a limb and look at someone like David Bowie, who really reinvented himself organically. People are more scared to explore who they are publicly than they are to just work hard and put themselves out there aesthetically in their music.
All
But
right.
the reality is a lot of artists, that's what they need to do. There's so many artists I could say, look, if you took a year off from playing music and just explored your inner and outer world, you would actually be better when you came back, because you'd be more interesting, you'd be more grizzled, you'd be, a little more of a gritty aspect to who you are. So
I totally agree with that. I totally agree. Sometimes a pause makes you just realize that you are not exploring some aspects of your artistic identity, and then when you start doing that, comes as an innovation, and then even the audience you already have, they say, "Wow, that's good. That's different. I like it." So it's a good strategy too. Stop a little bit and then start again. I agree with this.
sure.
And also, don't try to do something similar to what everyone is doing, because then you are going to lose yourself and just be one more,
Sure.
the same as those on the mainstream, etc. So in your work I can see you have originality. This is good. All right. We will have, unfortunately, BC Roadz. We are going to finish here, but we are going to have all your social networks during the interview coming, popping on the screen, all right? And
Okay.
asking for the audience to follow you too. Good?
Sounds great.
If you have any new project, just let us know. I loved to be here with you, have this time, uh, sharing. You are sharing your experience as an independent singer with not only me but everyone who are watching. We have many different artists who are watching too, and they are also learning and trying to find reference. In this case, you are one of those reference. Thanks for your time here. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I hope you can see. We can have a new interview when you have a new track like Boo, but with a different lyrics and exploring different things. So I know you are very creative. You are going to do that.
All right. Thank you,
See
my
you
friend.
next time then.
All right. Peace.
Bye.